This week on OSRL, Jim prepares the build site for us to lay the final courses of our earth bag cellar wall. But before work resumes, we get hit with a massive downpour. Will our walls hold up this time? And we test out some electric vehicles, powered by our off-grid solar energy, through the hills and canyons of the desert countryside.
All right, y'all, welcome back to our self-reliant life. Now, if you're new here, my wife and I, we live off-grid here in the Arizona desert, and we're currently building our own earth bag house, a little paradise in the desert. Now, if you caught our last episode, we made major progress on the root cellar, which is a part of our house. It is looking fantastic. But now, before we go any further, I have got a lot to do. As you can see here, we've done 4 courses since the last time I backfilled. Now that is quite a bit of distance. That is quite a bit. I need to backfill over here. So I need to get that all filled before we can continue on. I mean, we could continue on before I backfill, but Jess is busy, so I got time right now to take care of that. And if I got extra time, I definitely need to get some cob on some of these bags because they can't be exposed to the sunlight for too long. Just like this girl, she can't be exposed to the sunlight for too long. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? The nice thing is we don't have to worry about the sunlight beating down on us. It's supposed to be a hot one today, but as long as we got this cloud cover, it is going to be nice. So I'm going to take advantage of that for as long as I can and get some of this backfilling done. She slotted up the lens. That's a full bucket you got there. You want me to get that up there for you? What's that?
Thank you.
Good morning. Hey, Eva dog. How you doing? Trying to stay cool? Yeah, it's gonna be a hot one today. We're in a little bit of a heat wave. I guess summer just didn't want to let go of us that quickly. Temps right around 100 degrees. Here I am trying to backfill. Well, I was hoping I would have all this done yesterday, and I didn't quite make it, but I'm pretty close. I would estimate over halfway. Honestly, it's a lot of dirt to move, but it's coming along real nice. Still quite a bit to do over here, but we're almost done over here. Just a couple more layers of bags to cover up. So I'm just gonna keep at it, just keep pounding away at it and make sure this all gets backfilled. We need to have this done before we keep on moving up. We got a package in the mail. I'm very excited about this. Let me show you what's going on. Not too long ago, Hovsco sent us their e-bike Alpha to try out, and we loved it so much. Well, they sent us another one. This was the one I really wanted. I was gonna try and get this right off the bat, but they didn't have any in stock. But they must have got some in stock, and they sent one to us, and I'm really excited to open this up and get this together. Because this is the Hopscotch Cargo e-bike. Finally done with the backfilling. Man, that took a while. I kind of knew it was going to be a lot of work, and well, I wasn't disappointed. Did get a little bit of rain, probably not even enough to register on the rain gauge. Didn't slow me down. We got her done. Looking really nice. And just an FYI for anyone that might be wondering, I'm not actually using dirt from this pile over here. That is good quality subsoil that will go into the bags. What I'm actually doing is getting dirt from the basins. So for the people that have been here for a little bit, they know we dug these basins out a little while ago for rainwater harvesting. And since we have a gentle slope here, we're not going to have any berms on the south side of these basins. So basically I'm using all this to help backfill the root cellar. I figure that'll be a really good use for this dirt. You helping the backfill? Now that I got all that area backfilled by the root cellar, I'm going to take some time today and shred some straw. Jess is going to need a lot of shredded straw to finish up that cob by the owl box, and we always use shredded straw for our compost, so we need a lot of it. So I'm going to fill up this blue barrel here full of the shredded straw, and I got plenty of straw to work with. Now that I was able to make it into town to fill up on our straw storage, we got a few bales over here that we couldn't fit over by the hacienda. And well, it's a perfect location. I can shred it up here. We can use it's right next to our cobbing station. It's perfect. Of course, there's always an order of operations in order to put on the safety gear. Mask, goggles, hearing protection. How do I look? This is necessary. You don't want all that getting in your lungs and your eyes. Well, shredding straw isn't a tough job, but it sure is a messy one. I don't mind doing it. It's just, yeah, it gets straw everywhere. So I'm pretty excited. We got the Hopscotch Bike all assembled, and it looks fantastic. So I got to show you this. Not only did they send us the e-bike, but they sent us a bunch of accessories as well. Now, I already got the back seat on here, but I'm going to put the running boards on here as well, and the back seat cushion. Then I'm going to bring Jess outside to check it out, and maybe we'll go for a little ride together. All right, Jess, come out and check out the new bike.
Whoa.
What do you say? You want to hop on the back seat?
Okay.
We're going to give it a shot. All right, my lady, you ready? Got the seat, got the running boards.
Okay, go.
Okay, ready?
I think so. Whoa.
That wasn't too bad, was it?
Huh.
Good morning, y'all. Well, that was a nice little rain yesterday. It rained pretty much all afternoon, right up into the evening. It's kind of nice. Let's check and see what we got. Almost half an inch of rain. Not too bad, not too shabby. That is nice, definitely well needed. I'm pretty sure that probably filled up our poly tanks again. So we're probably in a really good situation with our water. I think this monsoon has been adequate. I don't think it's been a great season, but we'll definitely take the water we can get. I think we came out all right on this. Now today should be a lot sunnier. I think it'll dry things out a bit. So perfect time to get back to it and start hitting on that root cellar again. She's gonna be busy now. Earthworks in motion, y'all. Oh, wow, it's big. That's cool. Wow. So, mud's kind of thick over here. Well, we got some great pictures, right? Man, that was one heck of a storm. In a couple hours, a whole bunch of rain came down. It's all kind of cleared up now, but man, it was just soaked out here today. Let's see how much we got. Almost 3/4 of an inch. I mean, the poly tanks are overflowing. It is just an amazing sight. It was kind of cool to get a burst of rain like that so close to the end of the monsoon. All right, so Jess and I are planning on taking the e-bikes out for a little spin tomorrow. So I want to make sure that this has a full-on charge since we've been kind of playing around with it a little bit. So kind of works very much the same as the other model. It's got a little key, just a little turn it, boom, battery comes out. Just like the other model, comes with a little LED light, boom. Helps you just in case in an emergency. That's kind of a cool feature. Wow, that's if you're at the disco. Partying at the discotheque, partying at the discotheque. Are there still discotheques? I don't know. All right, let's charge this up. Good morning, y'all. Wow. Yesterday was wild. That was one heck of a storm. I mean, not only did we get rain during the day like that, huge amount of rain, 3/4 of an inch, but then it started raining toward the evening and a little bit at night. So let's see what the final tally is of all this rain. Just under an inch. I think the monsoons kind of like to end with a little bit of a roar. And I really think that this particular rain was probably the last decent rain of the season. Checking out those basins yesterday, and those basins are doing an excellent job. They're doing exactly what we need them to do. They're taking in all that water and stopping all that water from going over to the root cellar. I'm still a little nervous. I mean, that whole root cellar collapsed. But this season, with those changes we made, it's doing absolutely wonderful. I don't want anything bad to happen with this new build. But, you know, those changes we made, they have been working. We've been doing a lot of work in this area right over here. So the berm isn't as high as it was. It was still just high enough to kind of keep a lot of the water flowing in there. But, you know, if too much water gets in, it could still start overflowing again, which would not be good. But I will be honest, we didn't come through this storm without any damage at all. We did get some damage, and it's kind of sad to see, but not totally unexpected, and that's with our doorway for the dome. Just did an amazing job putting up this cob and these rocks, and it looks, you know, absolutely fantastic. But it did come off over at the top of the doorway, which, you know, it's just unprotected cob, so that will probably happen in a heavy rainfall until the final protection goes on. But of course, the nice thing about cob is, you know, if cob comes loose and comes off, you just grab it, get it wet, stick it back, stick it back on. Not too big of a deal. And, you know, little bits of the cob are going to come off the dome here and there, depending, until that gets waterproofed, and it's all happening just very slowly. We'll just stick a little bit more on, and it'll be fine. Probably good to do that today while it's still wet. So Jess and I are about to take a nice little scenic trip with the e-bikes. We're not going to need this back seat. We're each going to be taking one of the bikes. So I'm going to take this off, put on the basket. That'll allow me to bring some cargo, where I can bring some supplies for the trip. So let me take you around and just kind of show you how our water storage is. Of course, our poly tanks are full. You guys seen that overflowing? It was still overflowing this morning, so that's always good to see, because right now that's still our main water source. But even in our IBC totes, we got a lot of water. Now, we've been using a lot of water for the root cellar build, so it's great to see some of these get full again. This is the IBC tote by the shed, and as you can see, almost full, just a couple inches from the top, maybe like 4 or 5 inches. Probably got about 140, 145 gallons in here. Not too bad. But of course, a very similar situation over by the hacienda, our 2 IBC totes over here. Both of these are much larger, and again, we had been using quite a bit of water. I mean, I think these things were probably close to about half full. Now we're almost back up to the top. I'd say we got about 500 gallons between the 2 of these. That last final hurrah, definitely a good sign for our water storage. And of course, the plants are loving it. But we didn't see that huge green bloom that we usually see during the monsoons. It's just because that rain came so late. All right, but let's check out the final IBC tote. Now, this is the one underneath the roof, so it only gets fed by a tiny roof. I don't expect a ton of water, extra water in there, and we didn't get much, maybe 20 gallons or so. But I mean, Jess likes to use water from this IBC tote quite a bit, so you know, we got probably about 190 gallons in there. I feel incredibly lucky with this last rainstorm. Made me a little nervous. Definitely filled up our poly tanks again, which is great. So a late rain, middle of September, fantastic timing. Everything's full again, and then maybe we'll be good until the winter rains come. All right, we're just about ready for our trip. Just packed a bunch of stuff, water, snacks, of course. And then, of course, I got my pack here. Important stuff in here. Survival, just in case, you never know. So this bag probably weighs a little over 20 pounds. It fits really nicely back here. Look at that, almost perfect. Put this bag back here, look at this. Oh, so that's not too much weight. Probably got maybe, I don't know, how much weight would you say? Maybe close to 30 pounds, give or take. We're gonna make sure this is nice and secure. That looks secure. You gotta wait. That ain't going nowhere. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to get some footage for you. That's why I'm wearing this ridiculous thing. I'm gonna strap the GoPro on me and then get some footage that way. We'll see, I don't know. Jess, recording you with the chest cam. Say hi to the chest cam.
Hi, chest cam.
Hey. Should we get UV with the chest cam? UV, you're on the chest cam. Chest cam pets. It's enough, we gotta go. Which one you riding? You pick yet?
This one.
Okay. All right. My word of advice is to, once you turn it on, is to put it at pedal assist 1 to get going.
Okay.
And then super easy to move. All right, let's move. Over where? Yeah. It doesn't seem too crazy about what we're doing. All right, I'm catching up. Woo, doggy. Sometimes you gotta stand up in those areas. Let's pull over at the top of the triangle. All right, so according to my bike, we're at 6.1 miles. We've ridden 6.1 miles. What does yours say?
Mine says 5.4.
So it's reading a little differently. I don't know if that has anything to do with the size of the wheels. That's my only theory that I've come up with. But the two bikes read the mileage a little differently. But according to the map I laid out, to get to our destination, I think it's like 7.7. So we got maybe just under 2 miles left to go. I must be getting a little bit of a workout. I think I'm breathing a little heavier, but nothing too heavy. You getting a little bit of a workout?
Maybe a little. Yeah, I don't feel too bad. I mean, the most I'm feeling is in my hands from gripping the handlebars.
You got a little circulation issues, all right?
Yeah.
That could be gripping it kind of tight, losing the sensation.
Maybe muscles that I'm not used to using that much or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but still doing pretty good?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
All right. Do you need any water? Could be a good water break.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right. And everything's in place, which is nice. Nothing fell off. All right, we're all watered up and ready to roll. You ready to roll?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. We're about to go downhill. All right, Jess, you ready?
This is the scary part.
Yeah, we're about to have a lot of downhill stuff. I could probably take the pedal assist off. That might save a little energy. Careful. How was it?
A little scary.
How fast were you going at the top speed?
24.
I think I was approaching like 28.
I had the brakes on most of the way though.
Did you?
Until I got around those curves.
Yeah, I was trying to use them judiciously.
Yeah.
So we've ridden out to Leslie Canyon National Wildlife Refuge. So my odometer is reading actually 9.5 miles to get here. Yours is reading
8.5.
So there's a mile discrepancy. Again, I don't know if it has anything to do with the size of the wheels or whatnot, but a little bit of a discrepancy between the two bikes, but you know, pretty close. Jess's battery is still at full charge, and mine, it's gone down 1 bar, but about 10 miles and it's lost 1 bar. That's not too bad. But I do think technically the Hov Alpha does have more of a range than the HovCart. You know, I think this is more for hauling things, so I don't think you get quite as nice of a range. Just something to keep in mind between the two bikes. Oh, and so what was your experience so far? This is definitely the longest you've rid one of these, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I haven't really done a lot of bike riding since I was a kid. So, but this
now you've rode almost 10 miles.
I know. It was a breeze, really.
Nice. I know. For except for this last little bit of trek here, I mean, we're pretty much going uphill all that way until we got to that huge downhill portion. Now it'll be interesting going back to see how that feels with the e-bike. So it's a pretty steep decline, so it should be a pretty steep incline too. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, let's water up. You want to get some water?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So right up there, that's the start of the decline. We went all the way down. So that's what we got to do in reverse order. That was a blast. We got some cow visitors. Gotta dodge the cow patties. I don't think the cows like the fact that we're coming up behind them. Alright, we are back. Jess, what was your odometer reading?
16.9.
16.9. Mine's at like 9.4, so if you add up the previous one and this one, it's about, 19 miles. Quite a difference in the odometer reading. Your energy bar is still full, right?
Yeah.
So her bar didn't drop at all. Mine dropped just the one, there and back. Not too bad. That's pretty impressive. And how do you feel? You tired?
I'm not really tired.
Not really tired? Just a little tired?
I mean, I can feel it a little bit in my legs, but yeah, I'm not sweating or breathing heavily or anything like that.
Nice. So a little workout in the legs. Because I mean, the legs are non-stop pumping. But that pedal assist is nice for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, I wanted to quickly go over some of these features, even though we kind of went over them with the Hov Alpha. I just want to talk a little bit about what this has, maybe what's a little different. Both of these bikes are 48 volt. The HovCart is actually 720 watt hours, whereas the Hov Alpha is 960 watt hours. It has the Shimano 7-speed shifter, much like the Hov Alpha. It's got the hydraulic disc brakes. Of course, this comes shipped as a Class 2 e-bike, and that can be unlocked to a Class 3 with the app, meaning you can generally get about 20 miles an hour on this thing as is, but you can upgrade it to 28 miles per hour with the app. Now the range on this thing is 40 to 60 miles, so a little bit less than the Hov Alpha, but like I said, on that trip we made today, it pretty much held its own with the Hov Alpha. No issues at all, and pretty much a 20-mile ride. So I personally think both these bikes are fantastic. I think the thing to keep in mind is just that the Hov Alpha might have a little bit more range. This one might not have as much range, but you have that cargo capacity, which is nice. So it's definitely something to think about if you're looking at options for an e-bike. So if you are thinking about picking one up, use our link. We'll put it in the description below. You'll be able to save some money, and I think they have a special going on right now, so definitely check it out. So definitely check it out and see if there's anything you like. Personally, I like the HovCart. Well, a big thank you to Hovsco for sending us the HovCart. Man, I am excited about this bike. I love both of them, but I'll be honest, I have a favorite. Just a little easier to get on and off, I think, and I like the utilityness of it, honestly. I was always kind of interested in e-bikes, but then having this opportunity to sort of like get to ride it, man, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it was your first real big ride with the Hovsco, and we went nearly 20 miles.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a nice little trip, and wasn't too taxing. No matter the hills, whether it's uphill or downhill, handled it really nicely.
Yeah.
And you're making so much progress on the dome, both the inside and out. In between helping me, of course.
Yeah. I try to do a little bit of cab work every day. Just making that slow progress, but it's coming along.
So thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for Hovsco. Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. And we'll catch you in the next video. Bye. Later.